Salutations and welcome to SPIRACIES. I'm Charles Schumacher. Let's take the con out of conspiracy. To quote the father of cryogenics, physicist and mathematician Robert Ettinger, death need not be the end. Although now seldom curable, it can be arrested with the hope of future cure and of rejuvenation by freezing the body and storing it to await the advance of science. And that is cryonics in a nutshell. Mr. Ettinger published his seminal book about the subject in 1962. It was entitled The Prospect of Immortality. In this book, Robert Ettinger clearly and in excruciating detail explains cryonics, the science behind the freezing of the human body after death. But more importantly, he prophesies about what we can expect when we awake from our frozen state. An excerpt from his book, The Prospect of Immortality. After awakening, he may already be again young and virile, having been rejuvenated while unconscious. In any case, he will have the physique of a Charles Atlas if he wants it, and his weary and faded wife, if she chooses, may rival Miss Universe. In this future society, in which every citizen owns a tremendous, intelligent machine, which will scoop up earth, or air, or water, and spew forth whatever is desired in any required amounts, whether caviar, gold bricks, hernia operations, psychiatric advice, impressionist paintings, spaceships, or pastel mink toilet rolls. These machines will keep themselves in repair. In fact, it will continuously improve upon itself and will build others like itself. It is clear that in the long run, as long as the machines reproduce themselves faster than people, there can be no economic problem, unless we run short of space. From his 1972 book, Man into Superman. The sexual superwoman may be riddled with cleverly designed orifices of various kinds, something like a wriggly Swiss cheese, but shapelier and more fragrant, and her supermate may sprout assorted protuberances, so that when they intertwine and roll all over each other in a million permutations of the act, tireless as hydraulic pumps. We may in fact have hydraulic pumps, if we are cyborgs. Ettinger's prophecies of the future caught the attention of the media. Ettinger became an overnight celebrity, discussed in Esquire, the New York Times, Time, Newsweek, Paris Match, Der Spiegel, and Christian Century. He appeared on television with David Frost, Johnny Carson, Steve Allen, and others. This media attention for Ettinger caught Walt Disney's attention. Walt Disney himself fantasized about waking from a long slumber, just like in the movies Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, both of which are evidence that Walt Disney was interested in cryonics. Walt Disney made countless films about the future, and surely, for someone like Walt Disney, the prospect of immortality was appealing. Imagine a young and virile Walt Disney, hundreds of years from now, making films and amusement park rides about that so-called Swiss cheese woman of the future. Walt Disney's death occurred in 1966, just 4 years after Ettinger's first publication. The same year as the first people were cryogenically frozen in California. According to the narrative, these attempts failed, but I believe Walt Disney and Robert Ettinger were successful. So I ask you, is it far-fetched to think that one of the wealthiest men in the world, who was obsessed with science in the future, would fund Mr. Ettinger's work as cryonics' first patient? Which is where Hollywood elite Kristen comes into the story. She has single-handedly shaped the narrative, distracting everyone from the truth that Walt Disney is currently frozen in Clinton Township, Michigan. But we have to save that for the next time, when we bring you part 2 of Robert Ettinger, Walt Disney, and Kristen Bell. I'm Charles Schumacher, and this is SPIRACIES. Let's take the con out of conspiracies.